Hi, I'm Audrey Williams, and thanks for the invitation into your home this afternoon. Coming up in our show today, we'll see how metal artifacts are preserved, and later we'll hear from Jamaicans as to who their favorite reggae icons are. Stay tuned as we turn the pages of another Jamaica magazine.
God knows how much I've tried, the truth I cannot hide, to keep you satisfied. True love I now exist is the love I can't resist, so jam by my side. Ooh, yeah.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, February 9. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says Jamaica stands ready to welcome its citizens living abroad. Mr. Holness gave the assurance Wednesday at a press conference following talks with United States Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. The Prime Minister was asked what Jamaica's position would be if the United States, which has the island's largest diaspora population, were to halt or reverse immigration.
Jamaica is the homeland for Jamaicans, and we would want to have their skills and their resources here. And we support them as well in their dreams to settle and work in other countries, and we encourage them to abide by the laws and institutions of that country.
Jamaica was Mr. Tillerson's last stop on a week-long visit of Latin America and the Caribbean. In bilateral talks, the Prime Minister and the Secretary of State discussed boosting U.S.-Jamaica economic partnership, broadening U.S. CARICOM engagement, and climate change. Talks also focused on cooperation to combat transnational organized crime, energy security, de-risking and correspondent banking issues, as well as the current political and economic situation in Venezuela. Government is embarking on a nationwide project to minimize Jamaica's dependency on onion imports. Discussions have started with 2 investors for the planting of over 2,000 acres of onions to boost supplies for the domestic and export markets. Currently, less than 15% of the local demand for onion is being filled by farmers. Agriculture Minister Carl Samuda says one of the agreements to help change this has almost been finalized.
There are 2 investors. One has already almost fully committed to 400 to 500 acres. The other that we are discussing now, the acreage that they need is ranging between 1,000 and 2,000 acres. I mean, this is big agriculture with mechanization and type of technology that's appropriate for application in that process.
The minister was speaking with JIS News during a tour of farms and farm roads in St. Mary on Wednesday. He said these major investments in onion production would supplement other ongoing efforts across the country to support farmers.
We not only want to produce for the local demand, we want to produce at a scale that we can produce in excess of our demand and export the balance. So we want agriculture our objective is to make agriculture a net foreign exchange earner.
Mr. Samuda's tour included visits to the communities of Albion Mountain, Chovy, and Gibraltar. 35,000 street lamps will be installed this year under the Smart Light Emitting Diode LED Street Light program. 37,000 LED street lamps have been installed in several communities across the country since June by the Jamaica Public Service Company. Portfolio Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley says the primary aim of the program is to reduce the country's energy costs.
We are really building out a smart network indirectly because the potential exists for these smart LED lights to be used for other public safety and security measures.
The Smart LED Streetlight program will be targeting 110,000 streetlights across Jamaica over the next 3 years. The Tourism Ministry is targeting 450,000 visitors out of Canada for 2018. Minister Edmund Bartlett visited the North American country last week, where he met with tourism officials to garner more arrivals out of the country. In 2017, there were 405,000 visitors from Canada, up from 370,000 in 2016, reflecting a 9% increase.
So they have broken the 400 mark again. They did that earlier on in the 2014, I think, and then they receded. So when I became minister, they were down 17%. We have arrested that decay, and now we have growth. We're expecting an increase of 40,000 or so more Canadians to come to Jamaica this year.
Mr. Bartlett was speaking with JIS News on Sunday following his return from Canada. He said he was able to meet with a number of groups and allay concerns regarding the enhanced security operations in St. James.
Just by being there and showing them what the plan that we are doing is, and the fact that we are making Jamaica safer, more secure and seamless.
One of the groups will be bringing 600 visitors to the island next month. The minister and his team will journey to London, New York, and Central and Continental Europe later this month to promote the destination and its offerings. The ceremonial opening of the new session of Parliament will take place on Thursday, February 15. The ceremony begins at 11 a.m. at Gordon House. The opening will feature the traditional delivery of the throne speech by Governor-General Sir Patrick Allen as he outlines the priority programs and policies to be pursued by the government during the new fiscal year. After the ceremony, the House of Representatives will reconvene at 2 p.m. for the tabling of the 2018-2019 estimates of expenditure by the Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Audley Shaw. The estimates will provide details of how much the government intends to spend on housekeeping development projects. And finally, Sam Sharp Teachers College in Montego Bay is boasting that approximately 90% of principals in the West are graduates of the institution. Vice Principal with responsibility for academics and student affairs, Robert Edwards, says the success of its students is credited to the holistic approach to teaching.
We prepare them not just to teach, but we prepare them for life. We ensure that when they leave, they garner the problem-solving skills that they need to fit into the society. We prepare them to be managers.
Mr. Roberts was speaking at a recent JIS think tank at our Montego Bay office in St. James. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Know your numbers and control the keys to a healthier heart. Know the numbers for your blood pressure, cholesterol level, blood glucose level, and your weight and body mass index. Find out the risks they represent and what you need to do to stay healthy. Talk to your doctor and start making healthy lifestyle choices to prevent a heart attack or stroke.
The idea of donating blood can sometimes be a scary one. But what if one day you needed blood? Would you want someone to give? Watch as these persons explain the process and why they donate.
I was first introduced to the idea of donating blood when I was attending Calabar High School. My key club had the idea of keeping a blood drive, but back then I was too young to donate.
My mother is a nurse, so I have always known about the importance of donating blood, but I never donated until something tragic had happened and a co-worker was in need of blood.
First time I gave blood was back in 2008 when my mom was diagnosed with cancer. She's the main reason why I took the first opportunity to give blood. Unfortunately, I stopped donating blood because my mom had passed. She succumbed to her cancer, and as a result, I didn't have any reason to donate blood.
After that first time donating, I did not donate for several years. Not because I didn't think it was important, it was just not a priority.
I didn't have any other family member who was ill at that time, or anybody being pregnant or expecting a child, so I didn't really have a reason to give a blood on someone's behalf. My dad called me one day and said that, Jay, you know, I'm going to the hospital and I'm going to do a little procedure. But I'm going to need you to donate some blood for me. At that time I didn't know what it was. It's afterwards when I found out that he also has a form of cancer.
I was turning 30 a few years ago, and I didn't want to just have a regular birthday party. So I started thinking about what I could do, and the first idea I had was a blood drive.
My family experience actually brought the reality home. Before I would see commercials or I would hear people talk about giving blood and I wouldn't even consider it because it didn't affect me. I donate because it's a simple act of kindness and it goes a far way in saving someone's life. Plus it's also a benefit to me health-wise.
People should donate blood because really that's the only way that persons who need it can get it. Unfortunately, modern medicine and science hasn't found a way to make blood. It's a very good feeling because everybody grows up, you know, reading about superheroes, and so I get to be a superhero all the time.
Knowing that my act actually goes towards saving someone's life is quite a humbling experience.
I celebrate life by saving a life. You have a valid pint.
What's your measure?
Share a pint today.
Share a pint today.
But dear man, this is a nice place you have here, man. Swimming pool, tennis court, gym. This must cost you a fortune.
Fortune? No, man. This is what they call a strata. Everybody owns a piece, and we are sharing the ownership of the common area.
Strata? Explain to me how that works.
A strata is an ownership arrangement where each owner owns the inside of his or her own space. Everything else is shared, which include the roof, the pool, the tennis court, the walkways, even the parking areas. But there's usually a maintenance fee for all of that though.
For more information on strata living, contact the Commission of Strata Corporations.
Watch how our metal artifacts are preserved right here in Jamaica.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the headquarters house, home of the Jamaica National Heritage Trust. We're going to take you through some of the ropes in the methods in conservation, so please come along with us. Thanks for joining us in our conservation lab. We have here working with us Mr. Darrington Ferguson as well as Mr. Frank Gale, and we'll be looking at some of the methods they will be applying to different material types for the preservation of our material culture of Jamaica. First of all, we have here some cannonballs that are usually found with some extent of corrosion. Mr. Ferguson is actually removing mechanically some of the concretion from a cannonball, and after he has removed that, then we would wire it. This wired metal object we would then install in our electrolytic tank. In the process of electrolysis, what we are actually doing, we are primarily reversing the process of corrosion. Once it has been electrolyzed, it would look something like this. So we would then proceed to brush to remove any loose rust that would be left on it. We would then put the iron object in some pure water, which we call deionized water, and that would be heated to ensure that the metal itself would facilitate the extraction of any impurities that might be left in the body of the iron. After that, we would dry the iron object. Most times we dry it in alcohol, and that would remove the water from the body of the object. And after drying, we would take a substance we call tannic acid, applying several coats, and it would form somewhat a stable surface for the iron object. And then the final stage is waxing to provide a coating or a lacquer on the surface of the iron object. Here we have Mr. Gale. He's actually applying orthophosphoric acid to remove slight rusting or corrosion from the case of a sword. He is actually using what we call a chemical as well as a mechanical means of so doing. We have close to it the extractor system, which is used to remove harmful fumes from the atmosphere in order to make the environment a much healthier one in which and a safer one for us to work. Lead corrodes by forming mainly lead sulfide and lead carbonate. So we would be soaking it first of all in ammonium acetate, and that would basically remove within a few hours the lead carbonate. In order to remove any residue of ammonium acetate that might be left on the lead, we would then rinse it quickly for a short time period. Just rinse it in a bath of a very dilute solution of hydrochloric acid. If there are any corrosion left at that stage, then we would remove that mechanically, either very likely with a glass bristle brush. After that, we do as we would with the iron. Coming over here now, we have copper or copper material. We have been soaking this copper in a substance we prepare in the lab, which we call alkaline Rochelle salt. The alkaline Rochelle salt will remove from it largely what we call bronze disease. So we soak it in the solution. The chemical will dissolve the bronze disease. After that has been dissolved, then we would rinse in, for example, a dilute solution of sulfuric acid to remove any slight impurities or corrosion product that might be left there. After that, we will, as we do with the other metals, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you were well informed by the information we've imparted today, and you're welcome to join us at any time, particularly at our heritage sites. And when you see our heritage sites, you see the artifacts that are there, you will appreciate to a greater extent the effort that has gone into its preservation.
We want a productive Jamaica. We all are productive Jamaicans. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity is the way to go for all us Jamaicans. Small business, big business, old and young, we are tell every woman and man. We want growth and prosperity for a better nation with a building plan. So we can build our product and sell our product and put more money in our hand. Our economy can rise to a level and build a better nation. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity.
Productivity, pathway to prosperity. A message brought to you by the Jamaica Productivity Center, a department of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
As we continue to celebrate Reggae Month, we showcase a cultural package that one school in Manchester put together last year. Take a look.
Good morning, Crosskies. All right, give yourselves a round of applause. You are looking beautiful.
We are here from the JIS. So what the JIS does is during Heritage Week, we travel all around the island and we share with schools like yourselves about Jamaican heritage and our culture. And when we leave here, we're going down to Marley Hill School. And when we leave there, we're going up to Rose Hill.
The donkey walk. Hold him, Joe. Hold him, Joe. Hold him, Joe. Hold him, Joe, and let him go. Hold him, Joe. Hold him, Joe. Hold him, Joe, and let him go.
Music department, big up yourself. Give yourselves a round of applause. And this is why we come. We give you something and you give us your performances in return, and then we submit them to TV and they put it on Jamaica Magazine.
Somebody bring me Bible, come give me, make me read one verse. Me say me Bible, me Bible, me Bible, and me shield. Me say me Bible, me Bible, me Bible, and me shield.
And me say dreadlocks can't live in a Tel Aviv yard. Dreadlocks can't live in a Tel Aviv yard. Too much su and too much watchy. And too much su and too much watchy, yeah.
I love my island, Jamaica. Land enough wood and water. Land enough wood and water.
The 14 parishes, yet well blessed from Hanover right down to St. West.
I never ask you no way you tell me. I tell you daily to cease and yet you keep talking. Oh, My granny tell me from a little baby, he that keepeth his mouth shall stay out of problem.
Make we go to the Jamaican flag. This them talk about in a them flag. The black are the herds of the nation. The green are the lush vegetation. The gold are the enough medal that were won by the big man to the world.
Go down a Manuel Road, gal and boy, figure broke rock stone. Go down a Manuel Road, gal and boy, figure broke rock stone. And me say rock them a 1 by 1. And me say broke them a 2 by 2. And me say broke them a 3 by 3. And me say yeah. And me say yeah.
Good food after cooking in the kitchen. Good food after cooking in the pot. Pepper pot after the on the menu. Pepper pot after the over ya. Good food after cooking in the kitchen. Good food after cooking in the pot. Cause we not like food groups. Cause we not like food groups. Cause we not like food groups. Cause we not like food groups.
Lovely boys and girls from the Marley Hill High School, primary school. You have a very big theme this morning on that blackboard, you know. A great heritage, a great legacy. But many of us, if truth be told, don't really know what is heritage. And I know you're young, so I'm going to give it to you in a way that you will remember. Heritage is what you are born with.
We heroes are the best thing that happened to Jamaica. We are proud in our history, cause we are not Jamaica by mystery. Our heroes are the best that happened to Jamaica.
Me coffee, while in coffee in them. I want to know about coffee. I care what one of these. The only thing for me is the bowl of boiling coffee in the morning. Very good.
Good morning, passengers. Good morning, sisters. When you're called, you're chosen. And reach for the love, and reach for the light. And when the message has come to pass, feel free to drop your paper money on can. No, hear me. No kinds allowed, please. Bus preaching, suffer, recession, depression, and contraction of the economy. Let me hear the church say amen. Amen. This is Jamaica. Or Jamaica. The land of blood and water.
I didn't know that Jamaica looks small, but it covers half of the Caribbean.
Wait, hold on, no. Anybody wants to help her?
Jamaica covers over 4,000 squares of the Western Hemisphere. Jamaica covers over 4,000 square miles of the Western
Thank you. Here you go. So who remembers the theme for Heritage Month?
A great heritage, a great legacy.
Is that right? Yes. All right, nice. Thank you.
One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Who is a hero?
3. 1, 2, 3. Webster, when him do it? All right, nice.
We took to the streets to find out who are some of the favorite reggae icons of Jamaicans. Watch this.
My favorite reggae artist would be Chronix at this right appointed time. Because of the type of music that he sings, cultural, nothing derogatory, or not can play on the ear, you know? So all the music that he does can be ear played.
Bob Marley, because he carried the reggae banner throughout the whole entire world.
Everybody don't know sir, Bob Marley are the legendary because him sing song based on old Liberty set right now. You understand what I say? So pandem time when him a sing song and people are rock to them music, you know, them a life situation and reflect back on where him a sing say.
Like Bob Marley music, it's some nice music. Most of them at the time we are living and now it will see happen. It's reality.
Well, Bob Marley and Dennis Brown. But them most artists that I know I grew up come up and hear them as a legend singer over the years, and them music cannot steal for them music that I ever listen all the time. Anytime I turn on the radio, I ever listen to them music there, and when I go dance on them music then I play, I don't really stay there.
Bob Marley, him set the trend. You know, him just do a lot for the country.
My favorite reggae artist are Sizzla Kalonji. The reason why me kind of like Sizzla Kalonji music and Sizzla Kalonji is because he's a real Rasta youth but I know from a long time ever in the culture music, and him sing some good music where we can relate to, yeah? So that's why he become my favorite artist. And him, when we listen to him song them mostly, kind of keep me on track. I kind of remember who me is, what my foundation is all about, what my roots is all about.
Reggae is one of Jamaica's greatest cultural creations. It has unearthed many talented individuals, locally and internationally. A rich cultural heritage embedded in our souls, reggae has given us an identity on the international landscape. Reggae is religion. It's a reflection of our realities, and it makes us feel airy. Reggae knows no face, no language, no age. Reggae knows no boundaries. As we enjoy it, let's also capitalize on reggae to help make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
Oh God, I really wish I could retire right now. It's high time I start my own business.
Well, honey, don't you think you should apply to the early retirement program? Look how long we are talking about that.
You know, you're right.
The SERP is for eligible government employees between 50 and 59 years old. Speak with your HR department or see the press for details. Deadline is February 16. Apply now.
Thanks for spending time with us. The proverb that we leave with you is, "When not dead, no dash way." What does this mean? Do not give up hope when you still have life. Remember to keep up to date with the latest government information. Join us online at jis.gov.jm or watch our programs on our YouTube channel. And be sure to check out our social media platforms. You may also catch a new edition of Jamaica Magazine tomorrow on this very station. Until then, I'm Audrey Williams. Take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.